My belief is 100 billion IoT devices, sovereignty issues. What's your vision? How does this play out? Today, the biggest data centers in the world can train, they have the money, it's vanity, hundreds of billions, half a trillion of cash. But intelligence, what I call cognition, is going to be everywhere. So where do you think entrepreneurs and you can help them basically make that happen? Edge AI, sovereignty issues, because a lot of people are traveling from other countries here. So I know you've been talking about it, but if we could get literal on where should they start and how can you guys help them?
Yeah, that question is deep in the sense that it's deep and broad, and let's just take it apart a little bit. Sovereign AI, one of the natural resources of a country, it's society's data. Mm-hmm. You know, historically, we've always looked at the natural resources as what's underneath the earth that belongs to that country. But in the future, in this new world, the data also belongs to the country. And for what reason should the data be exported to another country for it to be refined and then imported back to you for you to then pay a premium on? At some first principle, it doesn't make sense. Mm-hmm. So India should, of course, harvest its own natural resources in the form of digital data, its society's data, train its own models, use it internally, and connect it to, let other people connect to it for a service. So many countries should do that. So that's one layer of thinking about it. Another layer of thinking about it is to take a step back and observe what is happening at an industrial level. You know that the first industrial revolution, steam-powered engines, the production of machinery, and the second was the production of something most people couldn't understand. We produced at very high scale electrons, AC power. Most people at the time could not imagine that AC power would be something of so much value and so much social value and industrial value, and therefore industrial revolution. The third industrial revolution, we produced something even within our generation, this is within your lifetime and mine, and a lot of people couldn't understand it. And in fact, there are many companies in Silicon Valley that never saw the value of what I'm about to say in the beginning. That the idea that something that has no weight, no mass, and doesn't come in a box would be valuable. Software. If you remember, the computer industry started from a time where the valuable thing is the computer, is the box, is the system, not the software.
And it changed with what Microsoft did and what you guys did with CUDA, the lock, end-to-end lock.
That's right. And so that last industrial revolution discovered the production of software. And in fact, a whole bunch of jobs are created, software engineers, the whole methodology of developing software, a whole bunch of tools and ecosystems that support the production of software. And now we're in the fourth industrial revolution, and we're producing something that most people at the moment don't understand, and there'll be new factories being created, and we're going to produce intelligence at scale. And so the production of intelligence we now know how to do, how to manufacture it, how to produce it, how to make it better, how to market it, to produce these floating point numbers. We call them tokens. And so these machineries, these AI factories, are completely different than traditional data centers. All the things that we've said just now, talking about accelerated computing, completely still hold. But using that same technology, formulated in a different way, and setting up factories for a different purpose, we now imagine this new industrial revolution producing tokens. Well, where are you going to produce tokens? Where are you going to produce tokens all over the world? And the countries with excess in energy, there are many countries with excess energy, there are many countries with a great deal of renewable energy, are going to have a tremendous advantage. You can produce the intelligence away from where you apply the intelligence. And then, which now brings me to the edge question. There are two ways to bring AI to the edge. One of them is remote sensing, of course, just to understand what's going on in the physical world. The second, which is even harder to do, much harder to do and much more valuable to do, is called physical AI, which is the AI leaves the digital world and enters the physical world. And there, it can't just understand English and the meaning of natural language or digital digital information. It has to understand physical properties. It has to, and it's in that world, hallucination could result in performing something that's physically harmful. And so we have to make sure that You could see it in self-driving cars. You could see it in robotics. You generalize that basic idea. AIs can't just, learn how to generate next token like an image. It has to be physically plausible. It has to obey the laws of physics. And so future AIs will understand the laws of physics like energy conservation and mass conservation and understand invariance and those kind of things.